Hello, I'm Mike, yoga teacher, and today we're going to do yoga and meditation on Psalm 4. I've got my Bible here. So what we're going to do is listen to the Psalm 4, then do about 20 minutes of movement and about 10 minutes meditation. So Psalm 4. For the director of music, with stringed instruments, a Psalm of David. Answer me when I call to you, my righteous God. Give me relief from my distress. Have mercy on me and hear my prayer. How long will you people turn my glory into shame? How long will you love delusions and seek false gods? Know that the Lord has set apart his faithful servant for himself. The Lord hears when I call to him. I'll read the rest of it later. That's a shorter psalm. And let's start by sitting in a comfortable posture, feeling our sit bones on the ground and our shoulders relaxed. Maybe tucking the chin in a little bit slightly so that we have a little bit of a straighter neck, not as much coming forward or anything. That natural curvature in the neck and feeling the sit bones rooted down. Let's take a few breaths here, becoming aware of the breath into the abdomen expanding. Noticing that our bodies are relaxed but in a decent posture. Let's start moving a bit. We can go to the all fours in a tabletop posture. I'll work on some cat-cow movements to get our body moving. Inhaling and opening, and exhaling and rounding. Seeing that our knees are kind of below the hips and our fingers are spread wide, palms against the ground. Taking deep breaths, feeling the expansion of the chest. Maybe loosening of the shoulder joints. Now we can sit back towards the heels and bring some awareness around our wrists. Moving forward and back, bringing some motion around the wrist joints. Circular movement if you want, and feeling the fingers, the palms, the fingers spread wide. If you're used to gripping a lot of things, like holding onto a bag with your hand and walking around all day, or doing work with your hands, it's always a good feeling to feel this stretch gently of the fingers spread wide and feeling that palm pressed against the mat. Gently, let's move the wrists around a bit. And we'll start with a stretch, kind of a stretching movement, bringing one foot forward in a kneeling lunge. Taking a breath and exhaling as we're stretching into the opposite inside thigh of the hip flexors. Taking a few rounded breaths here, relaxing the shoulders back and down, and opening the chest. So we're more opening up here instead of rounding like this. Breathing and releasing. And then returning to that kneeling posture, bringing the other foot forward and stretching into the opposite side front thigh. Opening and going as far forward as feels right, that you're feeling the sensation in that hip flexor area. Opening the chest a little bit forward and breathing. And then returning back to the kneeling posture, we can actually work on sort of a hamstring calf stretch from here. Coming back into that kneeling posture, first we'll move into camel pose, bringing our fists down below our lower back, kind of on the top of the glutes, below the lower back. And then opening the chest and raising up our nose towards the sky. Taking a few breaths here. And then, when you're ready, moving an extended leg forward, heel planted into the ground. And then hinging forward at the hips, reaching a hand towards that front foot. You can rest on the shin, or it can reach down to the foot. Take a few breaths here. Noticing sensation along the back of the leg, perhaps into the calf or the hamstrings. And then returning to the kneeling posture. We'll do another camel pose, noticing any opening in the shoulders and the chest, coming up onto the knees, planting the tops of the feet into the mat, and then bringing the shoulder blades together, or as our fists are into the upper glutes below the lower back, bringing our elbows towards each other, bringing those hips forward a bit, and opening the chest, taking a few breaths here. Then releasing again. Let's return to the kneeling posture and move our arms around a bit, noticing our shoulders if they were tight before. And then we'll focus on some neck stretches. In that same kneeling posture, if you feel more comfortable seated, we'll bring our chin down to the chest and then rolling our head to one side, stretching that opposite side of the neck. Shoulder down and away. As an option, you could also gently place the hand on the top of the back of the head and put a little bit of pressure. Just enough to feel the right amount of sensation along the back and side of the neck. With each breath, feeling more of a release along the neck into the trapezius muscle in the upper back. We'll move to the other side, bringing the chin down towards the chest, still keeping a good posture, and then rolling the head to the other side. Shoulder pressed a little bit down and away, and a gentle stretch. Turning to center, I'll just read the rest of Psalm 4 here. You can come to a seated posture if you'd like. Tremble and do not sin. When you're on your beds, search your hearts and be silent. Offer the sacrifices of the righteous and trust in the Lord. Many, Lord, are asking, who will bring us prosperity? Let the light of your face shine on us. Fill my heart with joy when their grain and new wine abound. In peace I will lie down and sleep. For you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. So take a few more minutes here. Let's start doing some twists into that seated posture. We can extend our legs, and we'll start with a forward fold. Inhaling, raising the arms overhead, keeping kind of as flat a back as we can, moving towards that, taking out the roundedness of it as much. And then exhaling, reaching our fingertips towards the feet. Right here, I'm feeling the sensation in the calf, so I'm going to keep it right here. You could also kind of stretch a little bit if you'd like. I'm focusing on hinging from the hips here instead of rounding so much from the back. And we'll bring one heel to the opposite side sit bone and the other foot across that knee. Then bringing our body into a good posture again, aligning. We can place one elbow around that front knee and one palm behind. Noticing the sensation here with the stretch. As an option, you can twist from the torso to the head towards that opposite side. And doing this, I'm feeling a release all along into the glutes area. We could also do a bit of a twist. And then releasing. We'll do another staff pose, bringing the legs forward and raising the arms overhead. Exhaling and placing the hands down towards the feet or calves. Resting on the shins or even stretching towards the balls of the feet, whatever feels right. Taking the other foot, placing against the opposite sit bone area. And then the same twist on the other side. I'm slowly moving because I actually want to keep that good posture while allowing the sensation of releasing to happen. So instead of forcing a pose that looks a certain way, I'm actually taking it step by step to feel the release and to breathe, have kind of a good posture, or move towards having that posture. Like right now, I can barely sit up straight because it's so tight. But as it releases, that gives more benefit. Placing the front elbow around the front knee and the back palm against the ground. Taking a few breaths here. I'm feeling more of a release around the hamstrings and the glutes, maybe piriformis. Maybe twisting the torso and the head towards that opposite side. and releasing again. And I'll finish. We've already read Psalm 4, so we can move into our meditation posture now. Lying down or finding a seated posture. For me, I'm going to use this meditation bench this time. And then we'll spend about 10 minutes here in seated meditation. Take a few breaths, noticing the posture, and spending some time here. We can start bringing the awareness back into the room. And bringing some movement back into the body. I hope you enjoyed the practice today, and thanks for joining. Have a great day.